Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome to the greatest rising podcast in football. My name is Carson, and I am a Cardsaholic.
My name is Alex, and I am a Billsaholic.
And I'm Ian, and I'm a Bearsaholic, and I'm back.
To hear more about our kickoff to the NFL regular season, make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the episode. But first, we're going to roll that intro. Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome to Footballers Anonymous, the greatest rising podcast in football. We're all back, baby.
Oh yeah, we're all back. Except two of us were already back, but we're all back this time.
You guys are doing great.
Thanks, Ian. So...
Dive right in. First off, we're going to start off today just giving everyone a huge reminder that the Footballers Anonymous Pick'em League is live. It has been created. We are all in it. The link, you can find it anywhere. You could go to your local Walmart and the link will be there. Oh, lyrical with it. So join up, make your picks, compare it to us, see if you're better than us. You're not, but you can try to be. And if you somehow manage to win, absolutely nothing is promised to you.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we can promise them a video.
Nothing is promised to you.
Promise them a congratulations video.
I'll tell you what we can promise. A firm yet strong handshake from the Carson Baird and a Bears-themed FBA sticker.
We've already done this. It doesn't mean...
Why is this coming back?
It's not.
Oh my god. With all that out of the way, we got to get to one of the cool segments on our podcast. Get it? Because they're all cool. We're going into we asked you to ask us questions and we answered them.
Right,
I hope I said that right.
You did. We asked you to ask us questions
know the
and
name
we
of this?
answered them. Because there's
I thought
so
I said
many
it
cool
wrong.
ones.
This is true. Do we get questions?
We did. So I asked Footballer Nation if they had any questions going into the regular season. We got one from Carl Holmberg. Carl asks, how does everything happening affect the legacy of Colin Schlee? And to answer that question, we have brought in NFL commentator Chris Collinsworth to answer this question. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Wow, Colin Schlee. If it isn't the second coming of Patrick Mahomes, if I've ever seen one, trust me, I watch a lot of Mahomes highlights. The second I saw your tape, I thought to myself, that's Patrick Mahomes. I just can't believe it. I'm really sorry to hear what happened with the Commanders. That's one team that will regret this decision for the rest of their life, and that's something they're going to have to live with. But Schlee, you're the man from Virginia Tech. You got nothing but a bright future ahead of you. Take it from someone that really just has been chewed up by the media, never really given an opportunity to present himself. And here he is on TV every Sunday controlling what you watch. I mean, now here's a guy that has the last laugh.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. 100% real. Chris Collinsworth, and not someone we paid. No, sir.
Wait.
I paid. Well, yeah, no, of course, yeah, we didn't. I'm not lying. We did not pay them.
No,
we did
we
not
here at
pay
Football
them.
is not incredible and honorable.
That did not come out of the FBA fund that we have made.
Did not come out of the FBA fund we have made.
Did not come out of any of our $13. And those are unofficial, theoretical, not real numbers. We do not share our financials with the world. That's for our agents.
That is for our agents.
Theoretical numbers right there.
All theoretical. Alex, you wanna take some time off now?
I'm not taking time off because I got some comments to read. Well, really just one. It's the comment of the week. And this comment of the week is actually kind of a question. It's like a 2-in-1. We got a 2-in-1 in this. It's from Assist on TikTok.
Oh.
Assist says, fire emoji. Do you stream during games? Can we watch along with you? And the answer from Footballers Anonymous, we do occasionally. We did a couple times last year. We streamed Bears versus Cardinals. We streamed a UFL game last year. We're planning to stream a couple times this season, at least once or twice. If our schedule if our busy college schedules allow it, more than that. But yes, we'll stream. We watch with the viewers. We reply to the live chat. We've had a couple crazy live chats going on our live streams, and
Oh, yes, we
we
have.
love the engagement. So if we have a live stream coming up, we'll be sure to announce it on the pod and want to see y'all all around.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So now we're
Funny. It's funny because I saw this comment this morning and I responded to it on TikTok
I know you did.
because there was more to it than that.
There was.
Yes, they said, "New stream, can we watch along with you?" I said, "Once every now and again, for certain occasions, we'll talk this offer over." And they said, "Great, we can automate your game clock, forcing clip highlights and ads for free. We pay you for the ads. Sent you a DM."
It was an ad, bro. I didn't. Hey, they're not gonna know.
And then hold up, I actually haven't read the DM though. Let's see it.
let's see it.
We're a new watch party platform trying to get fan broadcast. Interested? We pay. Basketball emoji, football
Do we-
emoji, baseball
we never-
emoji, soccer ball emoji, hockey emoji.
Well, it would help if we had any comments on Instagram, you know. Also, I didn't realize,
Instagram
like,
users, lock in. It's on my Phantom way.
yeah, all the things. Like,
From August 11th.
That's crazy work.
It's a 2-week old comment that I just responded to.
you know, I could have used Carl Holmberg's comment that said "football" and fire emoji.
Footballing.
I just think it's funny.
We can go either way. I don't care.
I mean, I guarantee you, assist will not be watching this.
No.
So I don't really care.
Maybe Carl Holmberg will be though. He thinks we're footballing.
We are footballing. It's true.
I don't think that.
And speaking of footballing,
Are you Tom Petty? You're free falling.
yeah, we free falling right into Carson's college knowledge.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 2025 fan-voted favorite segment of Footballers Anonymous, Carson's College Knowledge. I don't have very much news because we're kind of just waiting for games to really start up because as of the other day, college football is officially back, baby. That's right, we had a Big 12 matchup between Iowa State and Kansas State featuring my UFL coach's son, Rocco Becht, who won the game for number 22 Ohio State over number 17 Kansas State 24-21. It was a very exciting rainy game in Ireland, which means unfortunately Kansas State is due to go 2-10 this season, as that's how it always works with this game. So I'm terribly sorry to you, Kansas State, but I do want to say that I did call it. In other news, Ole Miss has unveiled their new gray helmets, and they are absolutely fire. Love them. Very sleek. Something I do not love, though, BYU has found their starting quarterback, finally. His name is Bear Bachmeier. Awesome. So awesome. And he wears number 47, which
Okay.
actually makes me just want to die.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
No.
47.
Oh my god. I'm gonna puke.
I know.
What?
Bear.
Your name
You're
is
not a
Bear.
footballer.
And you're going-
Yeah. The guy's name is Bear. Wait till the Bears draft Bear and he wears number 47 in the Bears uniform.
Dude, if he's playing like fullback, by all means go ahead. But quarterback?
Quarterback.
You have a cool name. You're playing quarterback. You're wearing number 47.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not even 6'7".
6'7".
All right, moving on. The AP poll preseason top 25 did drop. But you know what? Who cares about those? Because the FBA poll top 25 just dropped, and that's what everyone really cares about. Going through them for the preseason, we have at 25 sneaking in Texas Tech at 24, Kansas 23, BYU 22, Iowa State 21, Boise State number 20, Ole Miss number 19, Texas A&M 18, Indiana 17, Texas Tech 16, Miami 15, SMU 14, Florida 13, South Carolina 12, Illinois 11, Michigan 10, ASU 9, Georgia 8, LSU 7, Alabama 6, Oregon 5, Notre Dame 4, Clemson 3, Texas 2, Penn State, and number 1, the Ohio State University.
Shout out to
And-
Fighting Illini.
Carson, you said Texas Tech twice.
I thought I said Texas A&M and Texas Tech.
It says Texas Tech twice on the graphic for 17 and 25.
Oh, one of those is... I'll fix it later. It's fine.
No, but Texas A&M's at 19.
No. I see it. I know what I did wrong. I'll fix it.
Okay. Which one is... Well, you said the order, and you said Texas Tech the 2 times. So you have to... Which one is getting replaced?
Let me look at my... Who did I put instead? Sorry. Number 25 is Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay. That's actually not that bad to confuse. All right.
No. Number 25 is Tennessee, not Texas. Thank you for the clarification, Alex, and keeping us credible and honorshipable.
Of course,
I low-key
of course.
think I said that in the reel too, which is kind of funny, but no one's called me out on it because none of you
No.
commented. Go bully me in the comments, guys. Like what? Go. Come
Exactly.
on.
This guy, get a load of this guy. He's like Texas Tech twice on his list.
No, literally. Like who even cares about Texas Tech? Oh,
Who cares
yeah.
about Texas Tech? Show us who cares about Texas Tech.
yeah. You show me who cares about Texas
And in
Tech.
fact, show us who cares about Tennessee too for getting forgotten.
In fact, if you think your team was snubbed any of the 109 other 111 other teams, then let us know as well. Bully me for all my takes. Yes, Ian.
But
Illinois State University.
here's the thing though. The only 10 I see is going to be the 10 wearing our merchandise.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's break for an ad.
Motivations with Will Levis.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The NFL regular season is finally here, which means season 2 of the greatest rising podcast in football is officially kicking off. But before we say goodbye to After Hours, we've got one last thing to talk about. Our merch store, footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com.
Whoa. Hold on, Carson. Hold the phone. Before we get into the merch, can we just talk about how Jerry Jones is still running the Dallas Cowboys like it's a nursing home bingo night? The man drafts like he's blindfolded, hires coaches like he's playing Madden on autofill, and thinks building a $1 billion stadium is more important than, I don't know, winning playoff games.
Oh, Jerry's the worst. But not as bad as Kyle Pitts owners and fantasies. Every single year, people say, this is Pitt's year. And every single year, it's like throwing your draft pick into a flaming dumpster. Pitts is the tight end equivalent of a Jerry Jones press conference. All hype and 0 results. No, you know what? Can't let this go. Kyle Pitts is the single biggest bum in the history of fantasy football. I have fallen for the trap 2 years, and I hate him more than I hate Matt Collins. And let me tell you, this bar is low. Very low. Drafting Kyle Pitts is like setting your alarm for 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Just to punch yourself in the face. You know, what a better wake-up call than that, right? He's got all the athletic upside, all the generational talent. Nonsense people drool over every single August. But when it's time to actually score points, boom, 2 catches for 19 yards. Every single time. I would rather stream the ghost of Antonio Gates than draft Kyle Pitts. I'd rather start a kicker at tight end. Pitts has ruined more fantasy seasons than injuries, bye weeks, and bad trades combined. He is a bum, a fraud, a mirage, a plague upon my roster. Kyle Pitts makes Mac Hollins look like Randy Moss. If he burned down my house, I'd thank him, because at least he'd finally be doing something.
All right, Ian. I think we get it.
We should probably move on.
No,
Yeah.
no, you don't get it. You don't feel it. Drafting Kyle Pitts is like signing a deal with the devil. Only the devil is lazy, constantly injured, and can't run a route to save his life. It's like falling for the same scam every year where the human says, I'm a Nigerian prince. My name is T'Challa. I swear I'll pay you back. And then boom, your fantasy season's gone. I would rather let Matt Collins babysit my children than trust Kyle Pitts with a 3rd down conversion. I would rather eat stadium nachos off the 4 FedEx field than watch another Pitts breakout year hype video. He is a money pit, a time sink, a black hole where touchdowns go to die and fade away and crumble to dust. Oh my god, every time I see his name in a fantasy draft queue, I get flashbacks. Oh my god, Vietnam vet. I don't hate players this much normally, but Pitts, he is the embodiment of wasted potential. Like, this man is an NFT in shoulder pads. Worthless. Fake. and somehow still being circulated by people. And don't get me started on Matt Collins right now. Okay, he looks like he's bagging groceries, not running routes, but there's a Kyle Pitts. Collins is a Hall of Famer. Pitts is that bad.
Yeah, meanwhile, over in Miami, CTE Tua is still haunting Hard Rock Stadium like some kind of football phantom. Rumor has it he's moved into the visitor locker room and keeps whispering RPO audibles in the vents.
Oh, that is terrifying, man. I mean, that's really gotten to Tua. But you know what's even more terrifying is how drippy you will look in this Footballers Anonymous merch jacket right here. Oh, yeah. Let's get a good look at the back real quick. I mean, get a load of this. You want to get a drippy jacket just like mine, you got to go to footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com to get this drip all nice for your collection, alrighty? That's footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com. And this is the closest thing you can get to looking like Mitchell David Trubisky, our GOAT and savior. Because Trubisky's the GOAT. Yeah, he throws just like heaven wrote. Every drive, every throw, he's QB1, don't you know?
Speaking of QBs, can I just butt in for a second and just take a moment to say Justin Fields is him. Hands down. Him. I mean, pocket passer. Who cares? Reads the field. Who needs it? That man just has aura. He is Chicago football. He is the Chicago skyline, which, dare I say, is one of the most beautiful sights in society. To me, he is simply...
All right, Ian, that's enough glazing. You're gonna slip off your chair. Let's reel it back in.
All right, fine. I need to take the reins for a minute. We can't forget about the fact that here at Footballers Anonymous, we enjoy the finer things in life, like fine wines and artisan cheeses. Spoiler alert. And nothing pairs better than our exclusive Footballers Anonymous merch with the fine wines and artisan cheeses. I mean, it'll feel like you're living right in the stadium.
That's right. And while you're at it, don't forget to join our Footballers Anonymous Pick'ems League on the ESPN Fantasy app. Prove you're smarter than Jerry Jones, which is not hard, but still.
And before we sit here and close the book on After Hours, let's just all take one moment to salute the GOAT of football himself, Mitchell David Trubisky. May his spirals cure our afflictions, and may his wristband always be clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this ad. And now,
Goodbye
After Hours. This advertisement was definitely, positively, 100% not written by AI. Football Anonymous does not support AI, clankers, bots, chat machines, or Jerry Jones GM strategy. Any resemblance to artificially generated content is purely coincidental. Side effects of listening to Football Anonymous may include spontaneous Trubisky worship, uncontrollable Justin Fields glazing, hallucinations of CT Tua in your vents, hatred of Kyle Pitts, and realizing Jerry Jones is the worst owner in all sports. Consult your doctor before drafting Cowboys players. Merch purchases at footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com may cause excessive drip and random swooning in public. Void where prohibited. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into our NFL news, because we have a lot.
Starting off with Mr. Geno Smith. He's been a little bit over the media lately. He was caught flipping the bird to Seahawks fans, if you get it, if you catch the drift, at their preseason game because they were holding up a sign that says "Bigger Bust, Geno or Jamarcus Russell." Which
it's a wild comparison. What?
I mean, like, it's Jamarcus, obviously, and he knows that too. And he was just like, he was not having any of it, and I respect it.
Geno is not a bust. Like, what?
No, is he a top 5 quarterback? No.
No.
He's not boss. He's still competing.
Yeah.
But Jamarcus Russell is crazy.
Jamarcus Russell is crazy work.
Comparing him to Jamarcus Russell is insane.
In other news, the Tom Brady statue was revealed in New England at Gillette Stadium. Tom Brady gave an amazing speech where he trashed Jets fans, and it was a good time.
Yeah, the statue doesn't look that bad, actually.
No, it actually looks pretty good.
Which is good because we've had a little bit of a history of bad statues recently.
We have.
Speaking of history, Shedeur Sanders walked into his first preseason game with his friends carrying a scythe and a speaker blasting his own music while also wearing a very large chain that said, legendary on it.
Yep. Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders is the most humble quarterback in the league.
The worst part is that he absolutely balled out. Like,
Yeah.
granted, it was a preseason game against the Panthers, so I don't think it says anything, but, like, dang, that's some crazy work. In the Jags' first game of the preseason, kicker Cam Little hit a 70-yard field goal. Is one of the side effects to the brand new kicking rules with kickers. We are going to be seeing a lot of kicks this season. And records are going to be continuously smashed. And pretty soon we won't even need quarterbacks. We'll just need kickers.
I mean, geez,
Wait, what new kicker rules?
Kickers are now allowed to prepare their own footballs a day in advance, which originally was not a thing. Which is why we're seeing so many incredibly high field goal kicks. Because you see guys on YouTube hit 70-yarders, and it's like, why isn't this happening in the game? It's because they don't get to prepare their footballs, but now they do.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot more. Speaking of which, we did see more in Denver. Cardinals kicker Chad Ryland during warm-ups hit a 72-yarder.
Oh, it's gonna get lit when all these kickers start hitting 70-yarders. That's gonna be crazy.
It is gonna be wild.
I'm so excited to watch Justin Tucker play on the Ravens this year.
About that, 6'7". Sorry, this is actual NFL news. Brian Dable made a 6'7" joke on a press conference. He's talking about Jackson Dart and Gen Z and all that being weird, and then he was talking about the jokes that they made, and then just in the middle of the reporter talking, he was like 6'7".
Yeah,
this is the most brain rot thing I've ever seen from an NFL coach.
Hey, coach, how many wins are the Giants expecting this season? 6-7.
Honestly, yeah. Listen, they went 3-0 in the preseason though. They were the best team in the preseason, so that's gotta be something, right? Right? Yeah, it don't mean nothing. Sorry, Giants fans. I know y'all are excited, but just bring the expectations down a little bit. Speaking of teams that may need to bring their expectations down, the Dolphins offensive line, and really the Dolphins in general, but the Dolphins offensive line looks like it's going to be the worst in the league, which when you have Tua as your quarterback, you don't want your offensive line to be the worst in the league.
No. They got absolutely torched by the Bears' second stringers. The first string Dolphins O-line got absolutely cooked by Chicago's second string defense. It's going to be a horrible year for Tua. Expect some play from Zach Wilson this year. Something I honestly never thought I would say again. Expect some play from Zach Wilson this year.
That brain is not safe. Colts legend Blue Eyed Seth performed at halftime in the preseason game against the Packers. As we all know, this is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. Whether win or lose, we love them for the shoe. Go Colts, beat the Packers. Show them that you like to eat cheese. This is our Colts. This is our team. Go Colts. For those of you who remember. Now you remember. So that was cool. Fan of the year. Colts selected him for fan of the year last year, and he somehow lost to some random.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He should have won, but whatever.
Blue-Eyed Seth, we would love for you to write the official Footballers Anonymous theme song. Hook us up.
Oh, genuinely.
Seriously,
that'd be awesome.
Please. We have
Stafford.
Go ahead.
Matt Stafford's got some injury concerns. He might not start the season in week 1. He's been having some back issues. I honestly just found out about this a little bit ago, even though it's not really new news. I kind of just missed it. So if Carson wants to kind of explain what's actually going on, that'd be great.
So basically, Matt Stafford died, and he has been cloned.
He's been dead for years. He died years ago.
According to people on the internet.
He died years ago, and he was cloned by the Obama administration.
It's true.
And so believe everything you hear on the internet. Believe everything you hear on the internet.
The current injury concerns are actually just the clone system malfunctioning, because it's kind of a mix of a clone and a clanker. So.
Seriously, Matt Stafford seems to be back at practice, but there are some slight concerns about him possibly not starting the season, which could be pretty interesting for the NFC West if that is the case. But I'm pretty sure he'll start. His clone, of course, because Matt Stafford is dead.
Carson, what's your insane theory?
Ladies and gentlemen, my insane theory. We here at Footballers Anonymous don't usually cover pop, right? However, this month we had some pretty interesting things happen. Not really in the league of football, but the NFL seemed to think it was about them because they posted a lot about it. And I know a decent bit about it. As an avid watcher of New Heights, great podcast. We love the Kelseys when they're on a podcast. They released a very special. They released a very special preseason episode with Taylor Swift, right? Where she announced her new album, Life of a Showgirl, on the podcast, right? Whatever. I listened to the whole thing because New Heights, great podcast. And I picked up on a couple things. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't consider myself a Swiftie. I never will. Because I know that the Swifties are kind of insane. They do this weird thing where they overanalyze everything. Everything that Taylor Swift does or says for her random Easter eggs. And the worst thing is that she actually does leave those really weird Easter eggs. So, like, they're not all entirely crazy, which is a little scary. But as I was listening to this podcast, I noticed some pretty strange thing that I felt like I needed to bring to the table. See, for about 20 minutes of the podcast, Taylor Swift was talking about her new obsession with sourdough and how much sourdough she was making, right? Now, to the average listener, sourdough, that doesn't mean anything, right? No, of course not. I mean, why would it? Except, we here at Footballers Anonymous love mascots. And you know who the mascot of the 49ers is? Sourdough Sam. Now isn't that a little weird? You think... You know, it kind of is. You know what else Taylor Swift said when she was talking about sourdough? Taylor Swift said that she is thinking about sourdough usually 60% of the time. You know what Super Bowl? You know what Super Bowl is happening this year? Super Bowl 60. Do you know where Super Bowl 60 is happening? Levi's Stadium, home of the 49ers. Not only that, but at the beginning of the episode, Taylor Swift thanked Jason Kelce for screaming for exactly 47 seconds. Now, to most people, the number 47 may not mean anything, but 47 plus 13, which is Taylor Swift's favorite number, is also 60. And not only that, but if you go and look at every stop of the Eras Tour, do you know where Taylor Swift's 47th stop was? Levi's Stadium. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is confirmed that Taylor Swift will be performing at halftime in Levi's Stadium. But you thought that was all. You really was all. No. You see, in the background of where Travis was sitting, see, it wasn't where he normally sits. No, he had to sit somewhere else. And there were all kinds of little tchotchkes and hodgepodges behind him. And you know what one of the items was? A Pinocchio. You know what that means? It means everything was a lie.
You want to know why it was a lie?
I don't know why.
Because 47 is Bear's number. He's playing in the Super Bowl this year.
Bears are going to the Super Bowl.
The Bears are going to start Bear and go to the Super Bowl.
Nah, Bears.
I didn't even put that together. The conspiracy continues. And then, just the next day after recording this episode, they got engaged. What? What? Bet you didn't see that coming, Swifties, did you? No, you didn't. I'll have an update on our next
Speaking of a conspiracy, James Cook's holdout was a complete conspiracy. He just signed after all that. Like, what was the point of holding out that long? Anyway, we signed him for a 4-year, $48 million deal, but that whole thing was like a hoax. Like, he was just like, I'm not signing here. And then he signed. Michael Penix Jr.'s name was misspelled on a famous Falcons broadcast. If you know, you know.
Put it down.
Russell Wilson hit an 80-yard moon ball. I don't know what this means.
Oh, a moon ball, you know, like a...
Yeah, it's just like, you know, just that it went 80
Oh,
yards.
I thought you like he hit a moon
No,
ball.
he hit an 80-yard pass through the air for a touchdown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing that. That was actually really nice.
He threw the ball 80 yards and it hit the moon.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And speaking of
that's how fun the moon is.
Speaking of the Giants, the guy who Russell Wilson is kind of stepping in to replace, Daniel Jones is the official Week 1 starter for the Colts.
And Shane Steichen says he's the starter for the season.
Yep.
If that changes, who knows? But pretty confident. Daniel Jones got a starting job in the Big 2025.
Works out.
Yeah. That was definitely things that happened.
Another
Another
thing that kind of
that
just
happens.
happened.
The Texans traded wide receiver John Metchie III to the Eagles, reuniting the Bama boys, him and Devonta Smith. I think it's a good move. I think Metchie's a solid
I
move.
agree. I think it's a good move. It's a nice.
Him
I
and
don't know. I don't know
Smith
if this
are
is
in
a.
conversation.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I already think the Eagles have the best wide receiver room in the league.
Not a crazy thing to say.
I think that's a great addition to their room. I don't believe they gave up very much for him. So
Joe Flacco's the official starter for the Browns. It's kind of.
why?
I mean, not the. I mean, okay, it's not the most surprising thing, but it's also kind of.
All right, here's my take because I have a take here, right? With Joe Flacco, right? You know what you're getting out of Joe, right? You're probably at your best, you're going to be carried by your defense to 7 or 8 wins.
Like 6, 7.
We're done. I'm sure they're thinking they can do what they did a few years ago with him, just again, and get carried by their defense to the playoffs. But that's not going to work this time because Joe Flacco is even older. Meanwhile, you have 2 rookies in your QB room right now, and you don't know what their ceilings are.
Right.
You might as well figure that out, right? Like, you're not
think they
going to
will.
playoffs this season. You might
I
as
do
well
think they
put the
will.
2 rookies in.
I think they're still trying to give him the time on the bench though. I think that's like something that a lot of teams do like to do, like give him the time on the bench and not rushed in or whatever. Especially because there's 2 of them, you kind of want to see what you have in practice first, and then having them
That's
both
true.
watch Joe might be helpful. I guess.
I mean, yeah,
I assume one of the rookies will be starting in a couple weeks. I think that'll happen.
I agree that there's been a lot of conversation in the past few years surrounding the rookie quarterback and the expectations of rookies drafted high. Obviously, Gabriel and Shador weren't drafted super high, but it's been a big discussion of, is it better to draft a quarterback, start them immediately? You need a quarterback, draft a quarterback, start them, or is it better to have these develop? There's a lot of cases that like exemplify a lot of the 2021 class with Wilson, Lawrence, Fields, Lance, and then comparing it to people like Patrick Mahomes, who sat for the first year or 2 years behind Alex Smith, and it's just like the developmental, like status that they could have on a younger quarterback. So I don't think it's a bad move for them. I think it was the right decision given what they're dealing with and how many quarterbacks they have or had. The Bears have extended Tyson Bagent on a 2-year, $10 million deal. He's the first Bears quarterback to sign an extension, a multi-year extension, since Jay Cutler in 2014, and that was a 7-year extension. So do with that what you will.
Cornerback Xavier Howard signed with the Colts, which was a very interesting move. I didn't see that one coming at all, but that's what happened. The 49ers traded for Brian Robinson Jr. from the Commanders for a 2026 6th rounder. The Vikings signed Carson Wentz. The Dolphins signed edge Matthew Judon to a 1-year deal. The Buccaneers are waiving Shiloh Sanders, and there's something I want to comment on about this. When I looked at the post for the Shiloh Sanders release, one of the top comments was, "If only the Seahawks ran the ball in 2014." Like, it has nothing to do with it, but I think for some reason, if the Seahawks ran the ball, that Shiloh Sanders would have stayed on the team. Some butterfly effect thing. I don't know. A couple other random signings and extensions and trades. The Chiefs traded wide receiver Sky Moore to the 49ers for 2027 pick swaps. The Commanders extended Terry McLaurin to a 3-year, $96 million deal. That's a big one right there. He was on another one like James Cook, though, where he held out the whole time and then still signed.
That one's honestly crazy. At first, I thought it was kind of a low ball for Terry McLaurin, but then I realized he is 91. Whoa. I realize he is 31. So this contract will be over when he's 34.
How much of this was guaranteed? How much guaranteed did he get this?
I believe 80 something. I can check.
While Carson's checking, Trey Hendrickson agreed to a 1-year deal with a $14 million raise, which is
They don't want him.
another player that was holding out. And also what the heck? Why does Cincinnati not want him?
They do not want him at
They
all.
might as well just franchise tag them. The Raiders signed Amari Cooper on a 1-year deal. That just happened a little while ago. Raiders fans seem very excited about it. It's an okay move. I mean, Amari Cooper wasn't even the best receiver on the Bills last year, but he might. I mean, who knows?
There's no information on how much of Terry's
Most
contract is
likely
guaranteed
retiring
yet.
after this. If I had to guess, I'd say Amari Cooper's retiring after this year.
I think that's a fair assessment. How old is he now?
34?
He's 31.
Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's not 34.
31.
Yeah.
He is.
The Buccaneers cut the heaviest player in the league, Desmond Watson. That is unfortunate. That is so sad.
How awful is it that they signed him, didn't let him play because they just wanted him to sit and lose weight. So he did that, and then they freaking cut him. That's
ridiculous.
That's actually some crazy work.
definitely.
Something interesting. Sorry.
Not just saying you have to feel bad for it.
Absolutely. It's horrible. The Vikings traded for Sam Howell, and a 6th rounder with the Eagles for a 5th rounder and a 2027 7th rounder. The Lions are releasing quarterback Hendon Hooker. I know he played this preseason. I don't know how well he did, honestly, but honestly, it wasn't a super surprise move.
I guess you just can't find hookers in Detroit.
No, I guess you can't find hookers in Detroit. The Arizona Cardinals dropped Clayton Tune. It took long enough, but it finally happened. It took two very painful games. Thankfully, we won at least one of them, but it took 2 very painful preseason games to finally get him off the squad. I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he lands on the practice squad, but oh my lord, he stayed on that active roster for way too long. Wow. The Browns are trading Kenny Pickett to the Raiders, which, okay, Super Bowl quarterback Kenny Pickett is now a Raider. So you got that going for you, Raiders. And they also dropped Tyler Huntley, which we kind of knew would happen once their quarterbacks got injured or got back from injury. So that wasn't super surprising. So at least they have a normal looking quarterback room now. Finally, took a lot, but they got them. And lastly, Ben DiNucci.
I mean, is it really a normal thing now? You have retirement home Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson, and then 2 rookies in Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel.
You can at least see the vision, I think. I think the 2 rookies are going to sit behind Joe. They're going to keep having their quarterback battle. Joe's going to be done after this year. One of them is going to be the starter. The other is going to be the backup. And we all know what's going to happen to Deshaun Watson.
He's going to get a max contract with the next Super Bowl winning team.
It's true. It's very true.
Speaking of a contract, Ben DiNucci got cut from the Falcons, but he's got a contract to be a college football commentator for CBS.
Go check him out this
There you go,
Saturday.
DiNucci.
Now we have a amazing, solid, very well thought out and put together list by our very own Carson Baird of preseason standouts, which we're just going to run through real quick. You guys can offer input as we go through, obviously. Number 1 on the list, this isn't really a numbered list, but number 1, obviously, Mitchell Trubisky on the Buffalo Bills. Generational performances every game, except for against the Bears, but that's just because he was being nice, because of, it's his whole team. He had a statement saying he enjoyed the time, wish he had it longer. So he obviously just went easy on the Bears, and very appreciative of that. Then we have Bashaw Tootin out of Jacksonville. Carson's Virginia Tech note. Trey Lance, for some reason, looked decent. Shador Sanders, Jacoby Brissett, Will Johnson. Will Johnson looked amazing. That's great for Arizona and Carson. I almost said Arizona and Carson fans. I meant Carson and Arizona fans.
Hey, it's great for the Carson fans too.
That too. That too. Tyler Shook, Jalen Lane, Cam Ward had some really good moments and some weird accountability. Taking Van Jefferson, you're being a dickhead. Cam Ward, that was not your fault. Calvin Ridley, T-Mac, Travion Henderson, Josh Dobbs, Ashton G&T, Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, Tommy DeVito. The whole Giants quarterback room. Mika Egbuka, Stetson Bennett for some reason, UFL legend, Dresser Win, and then Caleb Williams looked amazing. Tyson Bagent looked amazing, and then Jade Walker, sleeper, kind of did pretty good, and actually did very good. Although out of Chicago.
Wait, do you hear that?
Do I hear what?
It sounds like it sounds bad.
Oh,
Now it's having a schizophrenic episode again. Pause the
I don't
recording.
know if it's that. I think it's preseason baddies.
preseason baddies. But how are you
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to judge a whole team as a baddie just in the preseason, Alex?
We're not going to. We're picking players instead. We're getting real specific. We're calling out 3 players this week. And I'm going to name them all off right now. Are these ordered?
No. I was just trying to make a list like the top one, but I can only come up with 3 names.
That's okay. You three goobers. Y'all are the baddies. And in fact, I'm going to call y'all all the ultra baddies. You share the title. All 3 of you. Jalen Milrow. You got something to prove. The other two, not so much. Honestly, I think you're the ultra baddie, but you all get ultra baddies. Clayton Toon, you obviously got cut, so that makes sense. And then Spencer Rattler. I don't know why you're still there, but whatever. At least Tyler Shook looked good. Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Not get
Better
ahead of
than
ourselves.
Rattler. Yeah, kind of. Now we're gonna head into football select though. That was not. We'll get an actual baddies list for next week at the end of week 1. But for now, football select. We're doing our game of the weeks.
Games of the week are back.
They are back. We got week 1 games of the week, and we're gonna kind of run through our pick'ems. Are we running through our pick'ems?
No, we'll just run through our picks of these 3 and then run through the picks by ourselves after.
All right. Well, we're gonna run through the games of the week. We're gonna run through our picks for the game of the week. We're not gonna run through every single pick, but you can go check out our picks for the entire slate in our pick'ems league. The first game of the week, we are going out to Brazil. We're doing the Chiefs and the Chargers for our first game of the week. And me personally, I don't know. I think the Chargers win in Brazil. I call me crazy. I think the Chargers win in Brazil.
Me personally, every.
Yeah, Ian, we only heard every. You cut out.
I was stuttering, so I just stopped speaking.
Okay, cool. Here, you can hang on a sec. Me personally, I don't want to say I'm a Chargers hater this year, but I'm a bit of a Chargers pessimist. Not that I feel that great about the Chiefs either, or the Broncos. I just don't like this division very much. I don't really see any of them doing super well, but I know one of them has to because that's how it works. Looking at these 2 teams though, I do know, especially after that Super Bowl, I think the Chiefs have something to prove, and the Chargers obviously have something to prove as well, but the Chiefs were humiliated in that Super Bowl. It was bad. And honestly, I think a big part of the Chargers squad right now and what makes them so great is the rookie talent that Justin Herbert is going to be playing with, especially names like Omar and Hampton. The Chiefs, I would say, while they do have some rookies on the squad, I think they're less dependent on that. So I think early on in the season, in this first matchup, I'm going to take the Chiefs.
As I was saying, everyone knows I am a big Herb head. Really like the Chargers. I put a lot of faith in them. And because of that, and because of what they've done to me in the past, I'm going to take the Chargers in this matchup. I just like the Chargers. I have a lot of faith in Hampton, Herbert. Lad McConkey is one of my top 3 favorite receivers in the league. I just love the uniforms. I just love the Chargers. I do. I love the Chargers. So I'm going to take them. Also, Herbert, you slide dog. Madison Beer, maybe. Apparently, Herbert and Madison Beer are dating. Apparently.
Allegedly.
Next up, we have a NFC North matchup to start. We have the Lions going into Lambeau to take on the Packers. The Packers suck. Give me the Lions. It's simple. It's easy. The Packers are bad. The Packers are boof. The Packers are poop.
I'm also going with the Lions because I'm not a Lions hater like someone.
You say that like I'm not a Packers hater. Like,
yeah, but like that's a given. Like you two are Packers haters.
I
like
am
sleep Lions.
I am a Lions doubter. I'm not going to say I'm a hater. I think they're going to have a great season. But honestly, for the plot, I'm gonna take the Packers in this matchup. I think it's in Lambeau. That's a big part of it, is that it is their Lambeau opener. So that's gonna be big. And honestly, and I don't like talking about it, but they've looked very, very good this preseason. I'm a little scared. I still stand by my take that the fight for the division is between the Bears and the Vikings, but in this specific matchup, I'm taking Green, mostly for the plot.
I still don't. I still don't like when you say that the Bears and the Vikings fighting for the division.
I know.
Like they're all gonna be good, but I don't
I
agree
know.
with you.
I know.
I don't
I
agree
know
with you.
you
I
don't.
still all right. Well,
Hey,
the
I'm
third
telling you.
game of the week is the most obvious game of the week. The one that was like the lock before we even started picking our game of the weeks. Sunday Night Football. It's the Ravens and the Bills. I'm obviously taking the Bills. I don't think we gotta talk about. I don't think I gotta explain myself, but I want to hear what they have to say because this is a very interesting Week 1 game. Like this is gonna be entertaining.
I'm low-key so torn on this. I'm going back to my pick'ems to like remember what I picked.
Oh, I know what I picked.
Then
I
you
debated
go
this
ahead.
one. I debated this one for probably a good 2 minutes, and I select the Baltimore Ravens because the Bills have lost more than they gained in the offseason. And by I mean they lost Amari Cooper. I actually don't really. They didn't really gain much, did they? I don't.
I
Really
mean,
know.
their
We kind of got it.
defense is
I've-
stacked up.
I've
We
kind
got
of lost.
Joey Bosa. We got
Now, to
Yeah,
be
that's right. Joey.
fair,
I disagree
the
about that. I
Ravens
disagree about that.
defense is also stacked up.
It has as well. I've been a little bit out of touch, but also I just look at the Ravens offense and it's hard for me to see them getting shut. And we saw both sides of this game last year. Obviously the first time they played, the Ravens won by a bit of a good margin, and then in the playoffs, it came down to just it came down to both sides doing some poor things. I still believe the Ravens should have walked away with that one, and because I will be taking the Ravens to start off this year.
Ooh,
Sorry, I'm running through the signings. We signed Joey Bosa, we signed Derek Forrest, we signed Joshua Palmer.
it's all in the
Darrington
draft
Evans.
for me with these two teams.
We
I
did.
mean, Josh Palmer's solid, but I mean,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying though. I mean, but I think we still. I don't think we lost much either though, which is kind of like we got James Cook back, and then besides that, I mean, we lost Von Miller, but like he wasn't playing most of the time, and I think Joey Bosa right now is better than Von Miller.
oh, 100%, yeah, 100%. I've been a little bit out of touch. I was mostly just thinking about Amari Cooper, honestly.
Yeah, Amari Cooper didn't even play much for us
But,
last year.
but even then, I was wrong about that. But like Carson said, the Ravens have also been like stacked up defense a little bit, which they needed to do. And again, offensively, I look at the Ravens and I think it's hard to beat that.
So my take here. First off, both these teams, I gotta shout out. Both these teams have two of my rookies. All right, the Bills took my goat, Dorian Strong, cornerback. I love him. And the Ravens took my defensive lineman, Aeneas Peebles. Also love him. Both are going to be great for the teams in the upcoming years. And honestly, for me, looking at these two teams, the biggest standout is their defenses. We talked a lot about how their offenses are going to stack up last year. That was definitely the key part. And we saw again, like Ian said, we saw both sides of this could go last year. It's really a coin toss game. It can happen either way. But these two teams, their drafts, they both had two of my favorite drafts, honestly. Buffalo and Baltimore really stacked up those defenses. The Ravens probably have the best secondary in the league now. And the Bills, I mean, they addressed some of their most important issues. They stocked up on corners. Oh my gosh, this is in my pick'ems, which I made a few days ago. I have the Bills winning this game. And going for consistency here, I am going to take the Bills winning this game. They have home field advantage, which I think is huge because, I mean, we saw what home field advantage did for the Ravens last year, and then we saw what home field advantage did for the Bills. I think the Bills in their home opener on Sunday Night Football, I think the home field advantage is going to be enough, and I think they take it up. And they will play again in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, we also now, instead of one, because it's not the playoffs, we have 3 college football games of the week. We can each pick them. I'll give my picks for college knowledge, and they're more than welcome to give their takes if they want. Our first game of the week is happening on Saturday, August 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern. It is, of course, number 1 Texas at number 3 Ohio State. And my upset here is that the Buckeyes are going to win it.
I agree. I'm taking Ohio State because I don't watch college football, and I like Ohio
All
State.
right, I'm taking Texas for the plot
Arch Manning.
and Arch Manning.
I don't believe in Arch Manning. I don't disbelieve in Arch Manning. He's all plot right now. He hasn't actually done anything. He's just all hype. So, if he starts doing stuff, I'll turn around on Texas. But right now, I just got to go Ohio State. Our second game of the week on Saturday, also August 30th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have number 9 LSU at number 4 Clemson. Number 9 LSU is going to be a very, very big contender once again, which is very exciting. But you guys probably heard me talk a lot about Clemson last year because I love Cade Klubnik. He and Clemson are easily my favorites for the ACC, so I'm taking Clemson in this match.
I'm going LSU. I don't care.
I am also going LSU as, again, I don't watch much college football, and I just know LSU.
Fair enough. And our last game of the week on Sunday, August 31st at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, is number 6 Notre Dame versus number 10 Miami. This is a very interesting game for me because I love trashing on both these teams. I don't believe in Carson Beck, though. Probably the biggest fraud ever in college football, at least in recent times. And I think this is pretty much a lock for LSU, or not for LSU, for Notre Dame should be.
I'll also take Notre Dame because they got the new logo. I don't know.
I'm also taking Notre Dame because I called that matchup in the playoffs, and I'm going to hold that until I die.
It is now time for me to run through the NFL Top 100 from 50 to 21, and I'm about to breeze through this.
Let's go.
At number 50, we got Baker Mayfield. At 49, we got Quinyon Mitchell. At 48, we got Jonathan Grenard. At 47, we got Tyreek Hill. At 46, we got Will Anderson Jr. At 45, we got Trent Williams. At 44, we got Mike Evans. At 43, we got Jalen Carter. At 42, we got Deion Dawkins. At 41, we got Puka Nacua. At 40, we got Roquan Smith. At 39, we got CJ Stroud. At 38, we got Nick Bonito. And 37, we got Travis Kelce. 36, we got Micah Parsons from Dallas, ? At 35, we got CeeDee Lamb. At 34, Budda Baker. At 33, got Josh Jacobs. 32, Nico Collins. 31, George Kittle. 30, Xavier McKinney. 29, A.J. Brown. 28, Tristan Wirfs. 27, Jahmyr Gibbs. 26, Zach Bond. 25, Danielle Hunter. 24, Brock Bowers. 23, Lane Johnson. 22, Max Crosby. And 21, Jaden Daniels.
You really breezed through that, which means
It's UFL time.
it's UFL time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carson, and I'm a Battlehawksaholic.
I'm Alex. I'm a Panthers ?markaholic.
And I'm a free agent.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting into some UFL news because we actually have a few very interesting things to talk about here. First off, the UFL draft is next week. It is on Tuesday, September 2nd. So I will probably be the only person watching that because I assume Colin Schlee will be a part of it, and I want to see where he goes. So I will be watching it, and I will, of course, bring a report on our NFL Week 1 episode, but there's a lot of other important things happening, Phil.
The Stallions got saved.
The
That's one of the
Stallions
teams.
will not be moving, confirmed. The
Which
rest
is
of the
good.
teams, it's
Hopefully
still
one
up
more
in the
gets
air.
saved, but we'll see what happens.
I think the Showboat should stay in Memphis. Yeah, I think they have a high enough fan base to justify it. I mean, just look
This
at the
is
game
rage
attendance.
bait. This
When
is
you
rage
say
bait.
when you say a high enough fan base, you mean that they have to get extremely high in order to tolerate watching those games, right?
No, I mean, you look at the game attendances and you realize they had 30,000 fans showing up to the stadium a week.
Yeah, they're like the Battlehawks. Speaking of the Battlehawks are releasing Max Duggan, which is kind of funny.
Oh my goodness! Wait, we released our quarterback, and we need to draft a quarterback. I wondered if we should draft.
And Manny Wilkins.
But speaking of a quarterback that
Dude, Manny Wilkins'
moved,
career is done.
Bryce Perkins went from the Panthers to the Panthers, Michigan to Carolina to play with Bryce Young.
All of those times when we accidentally said Bryce Young and we accidentally said Bryce Perkins was on the Carolina Panthers, we were actually predicting the future.
Exactly. I'm going to run through the rest of them. That's kind of the funny one, but I'm going to run through the rest of them. Deion Jackson, the running back out of DC, went to Detroit. Gunnar Oaks, the tight end out of Michigan, went to Detroit. Keaton Sutherland, the O-lineman out of Birmingham, to Detroit. Gunnar Britton, the O-lineman in DC, went to Detroit. A lot of Detroit signings. Deneric Prince, the running back out of Memphis to New England. Mike Panasiuk, the O-lineman out of St. Louis, to New Orleans. Malik Turner, the wide receiver out of Michigan, to San Francisco. Nehemiah Shelton, the quarterback out of Memphis, to the Chargers. Marcus Haynes, the defensive end out of the 8th UFL team, to Indianapolis. Nelson Caesar, the defensive end out of the 8th UFL team, to Buffalo. Micah Abraham, the DB out of St. Louis, to Denver. Michael Ojemudia, quarterback DC, to Dallas. Ronnie Perkins, the defensive end from Birmingham, to Atlanta. Mason Brooks, the O lineman out of DC, went to Miami. Kenny Willekes, the defensive end out of Michigan, to Pittsburgh. Cornell Powell, the receiver out of DC, went to Houston. Jarvan Howard, the running back out of St. Louis, went to Buffalo. Donovan West, the O-lineman out of St. Louis, went to Arizona. Cameron Dantzler, the Memphis cornerback, went to Miami. Marvin Moody, the linebacker out of Houston, went to Cleveland. And Charlie Thomas, the linebacker out of the 8th UFL team, went to Cleveland.
Charlie Thomas is from Arlington and not the 8th UFL team.
Oh, I didn't realize that you changed that.
I
Okay.
changed it.
Sorry, guys. Charlie Thomas, yes, he's from Arlington. That was a mistake on our not script. But we at Football Anonymous, for our first quick picks episode, as an example, we did we talked about cheeses. We didn't really do the cheese draft officially. We're doing the cheese draft officially now.
You mean
It's
like
time.
artisan cheeses?
Yeah, fine wines and artisan cheeses, but without the fine wines.
Hmm.
Who has
So
first
we are
pick?
underage. You, Joseph.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, this is our quick picks segment. How we do quick picks is every week we take something totally random and draft it in a snake draft format. Every week we switch the order around. This will be our last one, as it is our last after hours episode of the season. So, like Alex said, we thought we would bring it back to where it all started with an official cheese draft. Alex, you do have the first overall pick.
Honestly, it's so tough because there's one that I would take over this, but I think strictly due to versatility reasons, there's two that strictly for versatility reasons could go number one. But I'm going to go with the first overall pick in the cheese draft. I'm going to take mozzarella, and strictly because of fresh mozzarella. That put it over the top for me over the other very versatile cheese.
I have second pick. I'm just gonna keep it basic and just go cheddar cheese.
Yeah, that's the other one. Those are I think there's better cheeses, but strictly due to the versatility and the name of the game, those two cheeses should go 1 and 2.
Thankfully, I have the third pick, so I can just pick whatever cheese I want. And honestly, you know what? I'm going to go with a crazy pick here. Some guy who I think gets forgotten a lot of the time, but honestly is a goated cheese. Like, used very differently, but very goated. I'm going to take feta cheese.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a very good one.
I could. If you put cheeses in front of me and told me one of them was feta, I would not be able to point at which one and tell you what it is.
Feta cheese is absolutely
Greek cheese.
goated. And with my second round pick, I am going to be taking Munster cheese.
That's a very good pick, and I had that on my board too.
Mhm.
What the hell is that?
Oof.
With my second pick, I'm just gonna keep it basic. Go to one of my personal goes. Give me pepper jack cheese.
That's
I
a
love
solid
it.
pick.
Amazing. I love it. It's just so good.
With the 6th overall pick, and I'm not talking about that stupid like the canister you get with the grated stuff. No, I'm talking about the shredded Parmesan. I'm taking the Parmesan with my 6th overall pick because that's another versatile cheese. Also a very good cheese. With the seventh cheese in the draft, I feel like being from Buffalo, I have to take blue cheese.
Valid.
With my third pick, I had talks about like cheese adjacent. And so I'm gonna take my first vetoable pick. These guys can veto this pick if they so choose. But with my third pick, I would like to select cheesecake.
I had it on my board, so I'm not going to veto it.
Yeah,
Cheesecake is very good.
honestly, I feel like I want to veto it, but I can also tell that Ian is more of a cheese casual, and I don't want to make him think of a bunch of cheeses. So
Yeah.
I feel like cheesecake is a valid pick.
I had it on my board anyway, so I can't veto it. I was thinking about taking it. That's what I
Okay.
was thinking of. I was going to ask y'all earlier, but I was like, nah, I'm going to save it.
Until my
That
next
didn't
pick.
come around.
All right, with my third rounder and the 9th pick of the draft, I'm going to stick with some of my more niche cheeses, but that are also goated. I'm going to take provolone cheese.
Niche.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like Provolone cheese is solid. He's a solid guy. Solid
And
better.
I'm gonna argue that he's not niche, but that's okay.
I think he's a little more niche.
I would agree
would
that
say-
Provolone is a little more mainstream.
Okay, that's fair.
I think that's a guy that gets out in the media.
Yeah, I do. I think so. I'm gonna take some
And-
niche cheeses for 4 and 5.
With my 4th round pick, I am going to be taking. I'm gonna take a basic guy, someone who I'm not really sure why he came out. And again, he's a little different. I'm gonna take Colby Jack.
Oh, another Jack.
And honestly, this is a hot take. I like Colby Jack a lot better than cheddar cheese.
I prefer cheddar.
I can see it.
With the 4th pick in the draft, my 4th pick,
Don't you dare.
I am going to be selecting a childhood staple. If you had a childhood, you had a very, very, very potent memory of this specific thing. You remember going to the kitchen, seeing this on the counter, and you just had to get a few. I'm going to be drafting Utz cheese balls.
Ooh,
I don't know if I agree with that. That's just cheese powder.
It's cheese balls.
It's
Cheese ball.
That's
It's
more of a
cheese.
chip. That's more of a
Ah.
chip than a cheese.
It's cheese.
Come on, you could think of 2 more cheeses. Come
I'm
on.
gonna veto that one. I'm sorry.
I'm vetoing that.
That's not
God.
actually cheese.
You know what I'm
If you
going?
want cheese dust, you can, but you can't take the cheese ball.
Spray on.
Rayon cheese. Get you a cracker. Get that can of
mean-
cheese.
Are you talking about Cheese Whiz?
Yeah, cheese whiz.
He's taking Cheese Whiz with his
Cheese Whiz should not be a part of
Draft,
this
but-
draft.
Then veto that one too. Veto that
No,
one
no,
too.
no. I'm not vetoing it.
No,
it's a
it's not a
valid.
veto,
It's
it's
a
just
valid
board.
pick. I'm just saying it should be nowhere near the top 15. That is
gonna take-
diabolical.
Now, with my last 2 picks, and I have more cheeses on the board that I'm sad that aren't gonna get taken because I don't think y'all are gonna take them. But with my 4th pick, the best quesadilla cheese, I'm taking a Waka.
Oh,
Spelled Oaxaca for
wait,
those who
that's a
don't know.
great one.
That's what I make with my quesadillas every single time. I make
That
some
was
good
that was
quesadillas.
actually on my board. I was
Yeah,
kind of
Waka.
wanting to
And
make-
with my 5th pick, and this is a little bit of a fun one because there's this place in Virginia Beach that is really good at this. I'm
Dang
taking
it.
beer cheese.
Dang it! Oh, I knew
All right,
Alex
my
would have
fifth
this guy.
My 5th pick, my last pick. I'll admit I didn't actually want Cheese Whiz in the 4th round. I was gonna go with something else, but I did out of principle and retaliation. And while I should take my original guy here, and for the record, it was just nacho cheese, just plain old nacho cheese. Well, I should take him here out of principle and out of societal standards and out of protest. I'm going to be selecting Kraft singles. These guys hate it. I personally think it's amazing. Put it on all my
We
sandwiches.
got a cheese casual in here. We got casual of the week.
Get that
Hey,
casual out.
You know what's crazy too? Bet you a lot of the population agrees that Kraft singles is gas.
No.
So I'm gonna be taking them
No.
pick
It's so processed they can't even consider it cheese on the box.
and veto it, and then veto it.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not
going
vetoing
to.
it. I'm
Exactly.
American cheese
I'm
is
just accepting the win.
It's
All right.
amazing cheese.
Before I pick Mr. Irrella Cheese, who's not just Mr. Irrella Cheese, he's Mr. Irrelevant because he is the last pick of season 1 After Hours Quick Picks. We went through 134 different picks this entire offseason, and it all comes down to this. Ladies and gentlemen, you're Mr. Irrelevant. Before I do, I would like to name some honorable mentions. Goat cheese. He's goated. Not much else to say. Cream cheese, also goated, and used in a lot of different dishes that are also very good. Cottage cheese. That one's more of a hot take. Probably a UDFA, honestly. But, I mean, the fact that this guy just hasn't been said is honestly crazy because I feel like he's a staple. Your Mr. Irrella cheese and your Mr. Irrelevant is Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Swiss was on my radar too.
yeah.
Honorable mentions for me. I gotta throw these out there.
The only thing I'll say
Gouda.
about Swiss,
Raclette, Havarti, Queso Blanco, Regatta. Yeah. There's
Nothing
more
else.
too, but
the only thing I'll say about Swiss cheese, and one of the reasons why I I wasn't really gonna plan on saying. It's just there's a lot of holes in this game, you know. You know, a lot of weak spots, a lot of concerns, but you know, sometimes you get some less holes, sometimes you get more holes, and hey, sometimes the hole isn't that big. Pause.
Pause.
Shout out Swiss cheese.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of our last episode of Footballers Anonymous After Hours. We are finally exiting the midnight shift, and when we talk to you guys again, we will be back for the premiere of Footballers Anonymous Season 2. We're gonna have all new graphics, all new intro, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be lit, guys. It is going to be lit. But, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you for joining us for Footballers Anonymous After Hours. Even though we didn't get to post probably nearly as much as we wanted to, we've had very busy seasons. Multiple of us have been moving, going out of the country, working, all kinds of crazy things. But we're back. We're going to be producing content for you guys every week. It's going to be exciting. Make sure to follow us on all our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, where we only post minion memes. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're making the push for 200 now. We're going to do that before mid-season. It's going to be pretty awesome. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the midnight shift of Footballers Anonymous After Hours. Footballer Nation, let's ride.